Hi, I'm Jeff Brazil with the online programs from the University of Arkansas. In this recorded webinar, you will hear from Phil Jones from the College of Engineering to talk about the Masters in Operations Management. Great stuff. And remember, go Hogs.
This is the Operations Management Program. This is a Master of Science program put on by the College of Engineering. And today we have with us Mr. Phil Jones, who is the Assistant Director of Strategic Growth and Innovation, as well as an instructor in the College of Engineering. And his contact information is there. So if you have any questions that you think of after the program or after the webinar, you can follow up with him and ask him any questions, or our emails will be on here as well. So a little bit about what we're going to go over today, just some key points. We'll go over the program overview and the requirements for the program, as well as the requirements for graduation. Then we'll talk about some of the benefits of getting an online degree and why the University of Arkansas in particular. We'll touch on the admissions process, as well as what you can kind of expect your day-to-day to look like as an online student, and then the resources that are available to you, as well as the estimated cost of tuition and some resources for paying for college as well. So for this program, this is it says 100% online here, but you have an option for either 100% online or a hybrid format where you can do some face-to-face classes. So if you want to, if you live, in the area, you can take classes in person, but you can do that hybrid format as well. It is a 30 credit hour course. 12 of those, I believe, are required, specifically required courses, but then 18 of them are elective courses as well. It is estimated to take about a year and a half to 2 years. And one of the great benefits of this is there's no thesis required, and there's no entrance exam that's required of this either. So it's a GRE exempt program. This is a really, really great program. So every business, every government organization needs people in operations management, right? It's something where whether you're doing like product development, or you're looking to improve organizational efficiency, or you're wanting to maybe move up in your career and hold an executive level leadership role, this program is really for you. It's going to give you the knowledge and those skills that it's going to equip you with those skills to be able to step into that leadership role and to have that career advancement. So for the requirements, the admissions requirements, so you have to hold a bachelor's degree. And for that degree, you need a GPA of 3.0 or better in the last 60 credit hours of the coursework taken to the receipt of that bachelor degree. However, if your GPA is between a 2.5 or a 2.99, you can be considered and conditionally admitted as well. So maybe work with your advisor or speak with a faculty member, and they can kind of work through that. I know in some cases it's maybe you haven't actually been in college for more than 10 years or something like that. They take a lot of those things into account, and it's kind of on a case-by-case basis. So then the requirements for graduation, a GPA of at least 2.85 on the courses that are taken here at the University of Arkansas must be achieved, and 24 of those credit hours must be taken at the university, either in the online format or the one of the 4 program sites that we have. 6 of those may be transferred in from other institutions. And then completion of the program, as I said, it takes estimated about a year and a half to 2 years. However, the university allows up to 6 years for completion of this full program. And then at the end, there's a comprehensive examination, which I believe for this program, it takes the format of a presentation of basically what you've learned and then how you'll apply it. Mr. Jones will probably speak on that here in a minute. And then, so here's a list of the courses that are required for this. The first one is Introduction to Operations Management. Next is Project Management for Operations Managers. and then strategic management, and then you have an option for finance for operations managers or economic decision making. And then the rest of those would be elective courses. So you must earn a B grade or higher for these courses, but then the rest of them would be elective courses. And so I think I'll take this opportunity now to allow Professor Jones to kind of come in and speak and maybe correct me on anything that I got wrong or anything I might have missed, and kind of just introduce the program from his perspective.
Good afternoon, and Jeff, Will, thank you both for hosting this, for getting things started, and we really appreciate the support Global Campus provides for us. So again, my name is Phil Jones, and I serve as an assistant director in the program, and also, I think probably more importantly, at least to me personally, is serving as an instructor as well, now for the past 13 years. Also want to introduce someone with me today is Melody Miller. Melody has a big, long academic title, but in private sector speak, her role is to help with managing marketing and also brand image. Also importantly, she's a former advisor. So for those questions that are really technical as far as advising goes, we can answer those today real time and get those taken care of. So I'll just add a few things to what Will's already started out talking about. I know that for many people who are considering an MSOM degree, and also I want to quickly add, we also have an MSEM, Engineering Management degree, which is also growing quickly. And for those who either their desire or maybe their employer wants them to have an engineering management degree to manage engineering functions, this program also includes that degree as well. I know, again, for many people, the decision point is whether to take an operations management degree or pursue an MBA. And we understand that. There's a very good business school here on the University of Arkansas campus. I did an MBA myself and very thankful for the experience. I will say that I think the advantage that this program has is that, as Jeff and Will have mentioned, you can really customize your program. We offer many of the same courses you would take an MBA program. There are finance courses. There is a accounting type class in our program. I teach with 3 other people strategic management in this program. So again, there's also other more advanced type classes you would find in an MBA program, but also you can then customize your track and include courses that are of interest to you, such as project management and advanced project management. We have many students who want to pursue one of PMI certifications, either the CAPM or PMP. They come to us, take our project management courses, and then most students will go on and then do a little more prep and then pass the CAPM or PMP with no problem whatsoever. We also offer certificates, both micro and 4-course certificates as well. Another advantage of our program, I believe, is that almost all the instructors, in fact, all the instructors currently have real life experience. Many instructors have served in the U.S. military, bring that background, that perspective, those insights. Others of us, like myself, worked in private sector for a long time. Plus, we also, right now, just over half of our instructors have their PhD, and others are pursuing that PhD right now. So I think students in this program get the best of both as far as instruction goes. The real life, here's how we would do this in real life perspective, plus the academic credentials as well. And again, you can customize your track. One thing that we do, Will's mentioned that this program is primarily online. And one of the concerns that students have in looking at an online program is really being left alone on their own. Just log in, do some work, and be done with it. In our program now, most, if not all, instructors in an online course will take the time one evening, one night every week, and host an online session, either Teams, Zoom, or our learning management system platform called Collaborate, and walk through that week's assignments, answer questions, address concerns, maybe bring some examples to the class, and help students feel connected to the instructor that way and not be left out on islands, so to speak. So those are just some high overviews of the course. Again, welcome your questions today. Look forward to helping you if you decide to apply for the program, and we'd love to have you in the program and as a student.
Thanks, Phil. I have some questions.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. Hi, this is Edward in Minnesota. I've researched the program quite a bit and love the program. So question one, are the prereqs or the requirements 100% firm, or are they flexible? So I have a master's in engineering management and a master's in industrial engineering coming into this. I'm looking for more quantitative portion on the operations. So can I not spend time and money on, say, project management when I have that for my master's already? Is that something I would work through with an advisor so I could take another class that's more value add? Or is that
exactly right?
Yeah. Melody, go ahead.
Sorry to jump in there. Yeah, Edward, I was in the past an advisor in the program, but I also graduated from the program myself in 2011.
Oh, fun.
So happy to help there. So for instance, the prerequisites, so the 4 courses, excuse me, that you see that are listed as prerequisites, part of the evaluation process and the application process is an evaluation of transcripts. And I strongly suspect, based on what you're telling me from your past, that you'll find courses from your past coursework that would satisfy many, if not most, of those prereqs. Then for these core required courses, they are required for the program, but if you have equivalent experience in a course from another institution, we are able to evaluate that for transfer credit. There is a limit from the university, from the graduate school, that it can't exceed 6 hours of the 30 for the program. Yeah. So there's some limitations there, but absolutely yes. So if you have a strong project management background, for instance, we would want to see where that came from and kind of those details, but that's absolutely possible. Yes.
Yeah. So I'm not looking necessarily to transfer credits in. You're cheaper than anybody else out there, right? So you defeat the purpose of transferring credits compared to a lot of more expensive programs. From a differentiator perspective, is there a series of classes which really is the best in class of the nation in this program? I know it's one of the oldest programs. Is there a series of classes which the school is extremely proud of, core competency wise?
Yeah, Edward, to say a series, not sure.
1 or 2.
Well, I'm going to jump in and talk about a class or two that I think are the best anywhere. One is, and I'm clearly biased and prejudiced because I teach it.
Yeah,
but it's strategic management.
Yep.
And so the sections of the course I teach have been designated by the University of Arkansas as a service learning course. What that means is that we will work with an outside client. We've now done 17 of these service learning projects since 2017 and worked with a variety of both private sector and about 3 or 4 public sector or nonprofit organizations. So over the span of just 8 weeks, learners in the class get to interview that client, get to understand the client's challenges, issues in their organization, their business, do internal, external analysis, put together PESTEL analysis, SWOT analysis, mission, vision statement, develop recommendations, and then present that to that client the last week of the course. And
do you go into Hoshin-Conry planning or anything like that with an X matrix or flowing things down?
Go into what? Excuse me?
Hoshin-Conry planning and say an X matrix and flowing requirements down.
I use a balanced scorecard.
Okay.
and a strategy map, which I think is probably the similar approach.
Yeah.
But there's nothing off limits to the students to use.
Okay.
And also, as a bonus, when a student completes that course successfully on their transcript, it will say service learning next to that class. So probably not really important to you, but for those early in their career to go show a potential employer they really have hands-on experience sometimes means something. It's not nothing, in other words.
Yeah, it's a big deal. That would be a
It is.
class that I would look forward to for sure. I mean, that's
It is.
doing
It is.
doing consulting. That's kind of what I do now, is walking into clients and being able to see where they are, where they want to go, and how to put something simple enough that they'll digest it in front of them and quickly move them through that journey, you know?
Yes. And then also, I'll admit to being a little bit biased because I teach both, but I think our sequence of project management courses, while we do intend to definitely beat them up even further, they are still very solid. So I've been teaching those classes 10 years now. I've had several students go through both the basic project management course for managers.
57803.
Yes, sir. And then take the advanced course 59803, and then go sit for their PMP exam. Never once had a student fail the PMP exam after taking that class. And I know I do. I think some others do. Teach that class using PMI's project management process groups and establish that framework. So that way, when a student wants to go take the CAPM or PMP, they already understand that framework that PMI uses, which in my experience was the hardest one thing to get my head around in prepping for the exam. Also do PERT analysis in both the first class and the second class to give them experience in using that as a risk management tool as well. And because of my personal studies as a doctoral student, I have a heavy bias about risk management right now. So we emphasize a whole bunch of risk management and project management classes.
Good. That's key.
Hey, could I interject one little piece there as well? First, I will validate everything that Phil said, and tell you, as a former advisor, that I consistently heard that Phil was a favorite professor. That is no joke. That his class is quite popular. He has every reason to say that it's popular for a reason, which is great. But I'll also mention the sequence of courses that he was talking about. The project management series is a project management graduate certificate. It is 12 credit hours that are made up of that core course plus some others. But the point that I wanted to make with that has been our most popular graduate certificate so far. I glanced over to see what our graduation numbers are, and we have awarded 910 of those certificates so far. But what I like best about those, and what I found lots of students did during their process, was stack that graduate certificate with the leading operational change micro certificate, because the leading change certificate is 2 courses, project management is 4 courses, but 2 of those that you can choose are those leading change courses. So those stack together to award you 2 certificates, kind of for the price of one. Those same 4 courses make up 2 of those certificates. We find lots of students doing those. We've had 163 of the leading change certificates. And I'll tell you, the certificates are not that old in the program. The program itself is 51. It's been around since 1974. We have 6,400 graduates when last I checked. But the certificates were actually not part of the program when I graduated in 2011. So those 100 have been just in the last few years. But I would say that project management series combined with leading operational change is by far the most popular, even though there are quite a few choices there.
Yeah, that's one of the things that really differentiates you guys, is you got a micro certificate and then you got the micro, right? So
yes, indeed.
The 2 class and then the 4 class. That's a nice way as a gateway to students that are thinking about a master's, like I was many, many moons ago, to kind of dip the toe in, right, with the micro certificate, and then take another 2 classes for the certificate and then decide, do I want to roll this into a master's program? Yes or no. How about this? Yep. Go ahead.
Answer your question further about what we think are our, I guess, set the standard benchmark type courses. Another one I'll mention is our leadership class. The instructors who teach that are themselves, first of all, outstanding people personally, and then also have a wide variety of experience in positions of leadership and influence. They use quite a bit of John Maxwell's content, and also they use students read Lincoln on Leadership in that course as well. And we get tremendous feedback when we ask students, when they complete their comp presentation, which I'll speak to in a moment, we ask them about a favorite course or instructor, that they will oftentimes mention that course and the instructor in that course as being also a very influential and informative class as well.
Yeah.
That's
personal growth, right? That's personal growth for most people, right?
Well, it's probably like me. You've probably worked for some not great leaders in your lifetime. So we're hoping to turn out folks who are better equipped to influence and help people succeed in their roles. What we're looking for. Will mentioned the comp presentation, so he is correct. As a student nears the end of the program, they are required to prepare and submit for grading a comp presentation.
I love that.
Yes, so the comp presentation consists of a little biographical information, educational background, current work role, experience, position, and then the operations management program has 7 OM outcomes. They're all on the website. EM has 8 EM outcomes. So students have to prepare a presentation where they talk about a class or 2 they took that they believe is relevant or speaks to each one of those 7 or 8 respectively outcomes. And then the last part of the presentation is just talking about how a key concept or idea, or really I use the word synthesis, how they synthesized the program and applied that either their current position or in their plans for the future. So 3 instructors grade that, pass, fail. Once a student passes that, then they can also schedule an optional interview with the director of the program, give feedback, answer a few questions, and then come to Fayetteville, Arkansas, walk across the stage, get your diploma, shake a few hands, and then about a year and a half later, have your name etched in the University of Arkansas's Senior Walk. That is 5 miles of sidewalk on the U of A campus.
Very cool.
Currently has about 170,000 names of graduates going back to the, I guess, late 1870s, 1880, something like that. And I would tell you, as a U of A graduate, seeing my name for the first time in that sidewalk was a take my breath away moment. And Melody, you've had the same experience also, and you may want to speak to it as well. So that's something that I think that alone, I think, sets us apart.
That's a differentiator. Very few schools in the nation have something like that, right? So it's
I take a photograph every time I pass it. So my name is in the sidewalk at the crossing of Dixon Street in front of the Chi Omega Greek Theater, which is wonderful for me. But every time I pass there, I did so yesterday, I stop and take a quick picture.
That's fun. How is the, switching gears a little bit, how strong is the systems engineering department or program or professors?
So I teach in IE as well, undergrad classes, and I believe the faculty is as strong as there is any place. I mean, certainly we're not an Ivy League school, but certainly aspire to be that good. And when I look at our instructors, they have, I think, credentials as solid as anyone. I know at least two of our instructors have taught at a military academy, either West Point or Annapolis, and there did systems engineering, decision analysis, those kind of things.
Great.
And in fact, we have right now currently on campus someone who is from West Point, an instructor who the Army sent here to get his PhD, industrial engineering. And I believe, if I remember correctly, that his focus will be on system engineering and decision models.
Great.
So, I mean, we think that we are certainly competitive in that area.
Moving on, I'll just go over the kind of like our side. So Jeff and I, we work for the University of Arkansas's global campus, which is, we kind of coordinate with all of the faculty members and the other colleges to put on for the online programs. And so just some of the benefits of the online degree, as we've talked about, a lot of the benefits that you get just from the university. So your name in the sidewalk, the prestige that kind of comes with having a top public research institution, which I'll touch on here in a little bit. But for online specifically, obviously flexibility is a major part of that online degree. So 81% of our students are working full time, and about 51% of our students are also parents. So whether for this operations management program, whether you take the 1.5 years to do it, or you take all 6 that we allow, there's flexibility to get that done in the time that you need. And then affordability is also a really, really important factor. So as Edward mentioned before, we're really, really competitively priced. And a lot of that is the fact that no matter where you are in the world, you pay the same in-state tuition. And we've worked really, really hard to make it a really great cost for the value for the cost of the program. And then from the global campus side, we also have a lot of resources, which I'll touch on here in a little bit, but we are here. We have liaisons that can kind of help you get enrolled, figure out how to apply, all of those things, and keep you on track and navigate life as a student. And if you're interested in reading some of our success stories, this one about Tiana is really great. She graduated from this operations management program, and there are plenty more stories on there, and you can kind of see what people have gotten out of it. So, but the University of Arkansas obviously is as I mentioned, is a top public research institution accredited by the Higher Learning Commission. It's been consistently awarded, the university as a whole, for its online programs, has been consistently awarded a variety of, program awards or college-specific awards, such as for the master's degree programs in the College of Engineering. And it's continuing to rank even higher each year because of the as Phil has mentioned, the dedicated faculty that work really, really hard. I think he said before that you're getting the A team when it comes to the faculty for these programs, and I wholeheartedly believe that, and I hear nothing but good things about this program, about his classes, and so you're getting really, really good faculty there to help you impart that knowledge on you to build your skills and help you advance your career, and part of that is also the network that the university has built. So the Office of Career Connections, and then what a lot of people deem as the Northwest Arkansas Advantage. We have a lot of resources here in Northwest Arkansas. So obviously through the university, but also with a lot of the industries that we have here. So we have several Fortune 500 companies that are headquartered here and allow us access to a lot of knowledge and the ability to network with a lot of really great people in a variety of industries. A quick overview of the admissions process. So for this one, you'll just apply on the graduate school's website, pay the application fee at that time. Any transcripts that are required would be submitted then. And then I encourage you to check your status, and you'll be able to see and make sure that everything has been uploaded correctly and that your application is in. And then I'm not exactly sure on the timeline. It kind of depends, program specific, how long that takes, but then you'll receive an email that a decision has been made, and you can check your status again and see if you've been accepted. So then an overview, just kind of what we do, what life as a student will look like. The learning management system that we use is called Blackboard Learn. You can see a screenshot of it there. This is kind of what you can expect your virtual classroom to look like. You'll see all the classes that you're currently taking there. You'll interact with your professors, submit discussion board posts. All your grades can be viewed here. Assignments and due dates, things like that, are all here. And if you have things like group projects, you can work on it and communicate with your classmates within this virtual space here. And then if you run into any kind of hiccups along the way, which hopefully you don't, but if you do, there are dedicated tech support staff for Blackboard, and they can help you work through any of those things and get you right back on track. So. And then again, from our side, from the university's global campus side, we offer a variety of resources that are really there to help you get on track and to stay on track. A big one is the Office of Student Liaisons, online student liaisons. They are a really, really great network of people that can get your questions answered. So you can call, I believe they're open 6 days a week, from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. You can make appointments, you can chat with them, you can call them, get your questions answered if you need to know how to get enrolled. They don't do any advising, but they can connect you with an advisor, things like that. Just really answer any of those big questions that you might have. Additionally, we have coaches, which are kind of like your own personal cheerleaders. They can, if you're struggling a little bit, you need some assistance or just kind of support, they're there to chat with you and kind of help motivate you. We also have a student union that we've recently revamped and built, and it's really awesome. It's similar to and functions similarly to an on-campus student union where you would chat with your peers and maybe exchange study tips and just kind of have a place to communicate and talk with other people. So it's kind of another little support thing.
That's big. That's big.
It's awesome.
That's a differentiator for sure.
Oh yeah, it's a really, really great place to just kind of collaborate. So
yeah.
And then to make sure you get out on the right foot, we have set up an online orientation. So just as you would go to orientation on a physical campus, there's an online one as well that acclimates you to the online learning process. It takes place within the Blackboard Learn system, so you'd be able to kind of get familiar with that system, and nothing in there is for credit. So it gives you the opportunity to get started and learn that system before any credits start to count towards your grade or anything like that. So it's an awesome system, and I encourage everyone to take advantage of that. If you do want to connect with some,
question
yeah, absolutely. Go ahead.
Do they cover anything about how to dial into the University of Arkansas library system for research and articles and journals? And
yes, I believe so. There is a library section, so they do things like assignments within that orientation, and there's a section on the libraries and how to use the online library system. So
great, fantastic.
Absolutely. And then if you want to connect with our liaisons, if you have any questions, that QR code is there, and you can scan that, and it'll take you to their website. So for the cost of attendance for this program, for the operations management program, again, you pay in-state tuition no matter where you live in the world, and the tuition per credit hour is $313. And then there's a fee for the technology fee as well. And then so some resources to help kind of offset the cost of that. We have a variety of scholarships. So the W.E. Manning Memorial Scholarship is specific to the online side. That's something that we offer to online students based on need. And I believe that's awarded about $1,000 per semester. And then if you are an Arkansas resident, there are a variety of things that are available to you, such as the Academic Challenge Scholarship and the Future Grant. But then the Operations Management Program also has a scholarship fund and a few scholarships as well, which you can find those on the Operations Management website. We encourage everybody to fill out the FAFSA. It's critical to fill this out to see if you qualify for any grants, such as the federal Pell Grant. And then you can also take out loans there, which would need to be repaid, but that's an option if you need that. And then, of course, if you served in the military, you can also use like your GI Bill for online. We have a Veterans and Military Services Center that you can work with them, and they approve all of the credits for the GI Bills. And then for employers, so if you're working full time, we encourage people to reach out to their employer as well and see if you qualify through them for any tuition reimbursement or things like that. If you have any questions about financial aid, their website is listed there at the bottom. Okay, so that's pretty much it for all the info about the Master of Science in Operations Management program. Here you can see the website and the email. So if you have any questions, feel free to go to that site or reach out to them. The graduate school is also there. Their information is there. So if you have any questions about applying to the graduate school or any requirements with that, you can reach out to them. So I think we'll open up for any last minute questions or comments from Professor Jones or Melody.
I would just say thank you. Thank you for coming, Edward, and thank you for your questions. And to anyone watching the recorded version afterward, please reach out to us with any questions, of course, as well. You can reach out at msom@uark.edu, which is on the screen now as well.
For those who are watching the recording, if you have questions, please reach out to us. We would love to talk to you, to hear from you, and help you make an important decision. And I will say, as someone who, again, finished a master's program several years ago, I think someone has to complete a master's degree to understand the impact it will have on your life and your career. It will give you so many more options than you ever could imagine. We think that we're the right place for you. So please reach out to us, talk to us. We'd love to help you get started and love to see you in the program starting in the fall of 2025.